Hi, I'm Greg. I run Greg Buys Houses and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about what is a real estate investor. I'm going to talk to you about what is a real estate investor. We're going to talk about a couple of different categories of real estate investors. I'm going to tell you what kind of investor I am, and then I'm going to tell you how I might be able to help you if you're looking for a real estate investor. Before we get started, as everybody asks, please go ahead and like and subscribe down there. Press the red subscribe button and ring the bell and you'll be notified every time I come out with a new video. What is a real estate investor? Like I said, there's a couple of categories. I normally go with two categories, residential, commercial. It's exactly what it sounds like, but I don't want to be too, plain language. A residential real estate investor invests typically in single family homes, the occasional multifamily, duplex, triplex, quad. And when you start getting into apartments, we tend to call that guy the commercial investment, although it's still residents, there's just a lot of them. Commercial investors are in the large multifamily space, the 30, 40, 50 unit apartments, and they also get into the business space. And the reason for that is because the way that those properties are taxed and the way those properties are financed is very different from residential property. With the residential real estate, which is what I'm going to focus on today, because likely if you're watching this video, you're wondering, hey Greg, should I sell my house to a real estate investor? That's another video, but for today's purpose, what is a real estate investor? We're going to stick with a residential real estate investor, and that's a guy like me. And what do? Well, there's a couple of those guys, a couple of categories of those guys, and one is the flipper. The other is typically the buy and hold, or the landlord portfolio owner. So I do both. Most of my partners do both as well. And what do we mean by flipper versus landlord? Well, the flipper is kind of like what you've probably seen on various TV shows where somebody buys a property, they renovate it, they rejuvenate it, they renew it, they put it through whatever renovation process is normally part of their business. Sometimes they'll stack a bunch of the same cabinets into multiple different flips, or they'll paint the walls the same color, or they'll paint their doors the same color. In fact, there's another YouTuber out there right now that does videos about his home inspections, and he will go through and identify, hey, this one was a flip. That doesn't have a good or bad connotation, but he can identify them based upon the way that they were renovated typically. But in any case, we renovate, we rejuvenate, we renew those properties, and we'll either return them to retail as a rental, or we will return them to retail as a direct-to-consumer retail home. And that is selling to mom and pop, or selling to a family who is basically going to go out and get a mortgage, and they're going to buy the house and they're going to live in that house, and it's now their house. And that's kind of what I do. That's one of the things I do. The other thing I do is buy a property, renovate, renew, or rejuvenate the property, and then we're going to turn it into a rental, and I'll add it to my portfolio. Those are the kinds of real estate investments that I make. That makes me a real estate investor. I'm expecting a return on that. Just like if you are investing in the stock market, you're expecting a return on your money in the stock market as well. That's what we do to make a return on our money. So those are the type of investments, those are the type of investors that are in the real estate investing space. And so the value that I provide as a real estate investor is giving back to my community affordable housing and high quality homes ready for purchase by first-time homeowners, or people who just want to live in the neighborhood and don't want to be the ones to have to upgrade or update the homes in the area. That's what a real estate investor does. That's what I do. Buy homes, renovate, renew, rejuvenate, and return to retail the homes in your community, in my community, and in our neighborhoods. So thanks for watching. If you liked what I got to say, hit the subscribe so you'll see more of my videos, and hit the bell so you'll be notified of every time I release a new video. Thanks again. Stay safe.